More than just a pretty face.
Alright guys, this was welded by the world's most famous welder, and what do you want to say? So last week we got the turbo installed with our bracket. We had to hoist it into position. We figured out where we wanted the compressor housing to come out, on top or on bottom. We figured on top would be better for our high-rise hood. When we took out the fender well, we realized that we lost a lot of our rigidity in our fender right here. So we're going to build a bracket to add a little bit of support. So I already took apart this side molding, and we're going to get at this bolt so we can make it a little bit longer, and then build the extra support. So we made this bolt a little bit longer. We just put maybe a ½ inch more on the bolt that goes into the side of this fender well, or this fender piece. And we're going to now tap into the frame so that we can put a bolt through this and secure it. And this will add a lot more rigidity to this, and we'll have no worries that this will come apart at high speeds. Alright guys, we got this welded all up. We had to do the turbo side flange first, then where we have the exhaust coming in, and we met in the middle with a 3-inch piece of 3-inch right diameter piece, and that's how we met in the middle, and just took a lot of measuring and using a ruler to figure out what exact angles we needed. We just tacked it in place. Figured we could weld it on the station over there, so it was easier to get at, and we didn't cause a big fire in the car. But we got this all welded up. We're going to put this in. We're then going to put the turbo in place, and we're going to figure out what we are going to do on the exhaust side. We had the main pipe plumbed, but we're going to figure out how to incorporate that back into the side exhaust. So you guys stay tuned. We'll show you how to do that and get that all plumbed up. We just have this tacked in place for the time being. So this is how we have it set up right now, going to each of the side exhausts. But we have to put a flexible joint right where this guy meets the splitter we have going to each exhaust. So we're still trying to figure out what exact angle we need to connect the two, and if we need to scoot this guy forward or back, because this is where the old turbo used to sit. It wasn't right. Now we got the turbo sitting where it needs to be, but we have to plumb it to the old system. So we're going to be cutting this up and moving it forward 3 inches. So we're going to have to figure out if we're going to have to block off one of these exhaust tubes, or we haven't really figured it out. We're just about to start cutting it up. So we have the engine exhaust all plumbed to the turbo. So now we're just worried about the turbo exhaust going back out to the side exhaust. In most race cars, they have it dump off the side. That's why you usually see a giant exhaust off right about here. It's usually because they have a turbo setup, or they just don't want to have to deal with running it to the back end of the car. And we also have a plug so that we can dump it straight off into the ground. So you'll see more of that in a bit when we start cutting it all up.